absolutely got to be the smallest head of cauliflower I've ever seen. Anyway, you take your head of cauliflower and you chop it up into small pieces, and then I put chicken broth. I cook mine in chicken broth. And so I usually just add about a cup, maybe a little more than a cup. You just want to get it to where you can steam it a little bit. And then I'm going to add some salt and pepper to this. Just enough to make it seasoned. Cauliflower does not have much taste, so alright, that should be good. And some pepper, and put the lid on it. And I think the pepper's coming out. Okay, we'll put the pepper in it. Anyway, we'll cut it on probably about 8 or 9. Put the lid on it, and we're going to let it cook until it's tender, and then we'll get back with you. And while the cauliflower is cooking, it's feeling pretty good there. I usually take my bacon, and I have kitchen shears, and I cut them up. I cut it up and put it in the frying pan, and I cook it like this. It makes it easier. You don't have to crumble the bacon after it's already cooked. So I just go ahead and cook this while I'm waiting on the cauliflower to cook. Okay, it's almost done. Almost all the liquid has cooked out, and it's almost tender enough. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to strain it to make sure there's no liquid left in it. So you dump it in a strainer. Oh, that is absolutely the smallest head of cauliflower I've ever seen. And you want to let it sit for a few minutes and get all of the liquid out, because if you have too much liquid, you're not going to get a good mash out of it. So I'm going to let it strain for a few minutes. I put it right back in the pan and let it kind of cook a little bit. I mean, I cut the burner off, but I let it cook while I'm adding this is butter, 2 tablespoons of butter, and while I add the rest of my ingredients. So I've added the cream cheese. It's the garden vegetable, and I usually use the chives, onion and chives, and then I'm going to add the bacon, and I added the butter already, and then I take my potato masher. I'm going to mash this just like you would mashed potatoes, and get it all mixed in really good, and then we'll add the cheese. It in there, and the stove is off, but it's still got heat from where it was on there. You can either cut it on low or just let the heat rise and cook it while you're adding the ingredients. And so the last thing I add is the cheese. I used Colby and Monterey Jack cheese this time, and normally I have green onions to put in it, but I used them all on my crab cakes the other night, so we'll survive without it. And then you will take this and put it into a small dish and add a little bit of cheese on top and bake it at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes if you want the twice baked part. We eat it a lot just like this, so it's up to you whether you want to add the cheese and put it in the oven or not. And for us tonight, this is going to be it. We're not going to put it in the oven.